very detailed in everything you do, and especially you know a lot about the business, you know a lot about the hardware, you know a lot about a lot of the software is out there. The same people that created Windows, Linux, I know that it probably took. I know it takes a lot of hard work to do that, but how would you think coming up with OSOICE system? How hard would that be, or what kind of work
and
do you think it would take to get that out?
Right, and that's where we're if you've been noticing and paying attention, that's where we're at right now. You know, it's really in all how you want to tackle the market. You see, what we notice now is that everybody have a mobile device. You know, so it's like
Right.
really no point in really reinventing the wheel of making another operating system. We really want to find a way for people to communicate, and how people communicate now is through mobile devices. So, with that said, my company, Certified Coders, we've created an app called the 9 Biz app. And that app is pretty much tailored for any business owner to use. So a business owner, they'll be able to can run their business on the go. They'll be able to have services, list their services. They'll be able to have products for sale. They'll be able to have customers can leave comments. Your own, e-commerce store. So with that said, that's what we have in place now. So the next step is connecting that app so that we can have one social network of apps connected. And that's the next step to it. You see, so now we have people using their mobile devices. They can communicate using, one particular platform. You see, a lot of that's been built and created. A lot of the core of it is done in Biz app. And I've been working on that for 5 years now. That's thousands of lines of code right there. I've been it's been a journey, but I feel like it's very stable at this point. And so that will be the key, Mm-hmm.
And all that hard work is paying off, and it's gonna pay off big time.
Yeah, right. And because a lot of people still don't really get to grasp the idea of apps and why I need an app, But if you talk to people over 30, if you ask somebody over 30 to you ask them a question, the first thing they'll do, they'll go to Google and they'll search for it. There's people over 30. We ask people under 30 a question, they'll go to the app store and search for it. You see, It's like they look for an app to be able to take care of whatever particular need or function that they're trying to do. They look for an app in doing so. People that's over 30, they go to Google and search for it. And it's like now people are some people really don't know how to research anymore. Because even our generation, we pull out the encyclopedia, we pull out the dictionary, we pull out, pull out everything out, Wikipedia, however. But now people, they don't know how to search really anymore. It's really we're getting dumber, but it's like things are being sped up. So therefore, the memory of people, of how people don't remember things no more. They remember how to go about finding it, how to go about accessing it. That is where the world is. It's becoming very transparent. That's what we're definitely going to be building. OSOICE social network. And that's what I think the ATUN-RE.com is going to turn into. It's going to be a business social network where people can be able to teach classes, have classes, be able to provide business services all through a network of like-minded people. That's what I'm learning more as I do business with people. You want to really connect with people and positive thinking. If you can get somebody, they can be dealing with you for many months, that the last month decide they want their money back, or decide they don't want to deal with you no more. They had a wrong intent from the beginning. You see, so it's you want to kind of weed them people out because they can cause a snag in the whole system. If you connect with like-minded, positive people, hey, we're going to scale and grow this thing together. That's the one thing with codes. A lot of the applications you have out there, such as all your popular, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, a lot of the tools that you use to create those apps, they're free online. They make it open source so other people can utilize working on it as well. So they have developers all over the world working together collectively on a common, on common applications. They put it in the open source world for free. So you can take that and say, hey, I'm going to take this code right here and apply it to Instagram. I'll give you an example. It's like how you upload a code on Instagram, right? I have Instagram.
Can you mute out that noise in the background? Is that possible?
I don't hear any noise. I don't hear anything. Yeah, I can hear it. I mean,
Just a lot of interference while you're talking.
is this better right here? Is this better?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so, right, so we know how we upload a photo on Instagram, right? You go, you click the button, and you say, I want to upload this picture. See, a lot of things that needs to take place in doing that. It looks like it's, it's very simple, but it's a lot of things happening behind the scenes for that particular functionality to happen. Because, like, first of all, you're dealing with different types of phones. You have Android and you have Apple. And you got, like, hundreds of different phones that handle that. So the particular functionality that deals with uploading that code is available for free online, right? So you can find that code for doing that online for free. But it's like thousands of lines of code that developers all over the world have been working on collectively. But they say, hey, we work on this together. We can all apply it to our application and be able to utilize it. So that makes it simple, and it makes it, it makes it an open collective effort. I look at the word open source, and that O in ATUN-RE The Real Messiah teaches us. Anytime you see O, it's not, it's not a letter or a number. It's a cipher, aka it's a secret. And open source, and they making it work and do so and becoming. And then you have another, like the biggest open source technology you have out right now is the Linux framework, right? And the Linux framework, it powers the stock market. It powers a lot of universities. It powers a lot of nuclear plants. This is a Linux operating system, but it's millions of lines of code, but it's controlled chaos. Like they'll tell you that they don't know what the fuck is going on with that shit. They call it controlled chaos. It's really like throwing bells and whistles at stuff, and they're using duct tape and rope too, like how we do, to make it do what it do, and it's working, So, like with OSOICE, we're going to have applications in place. We're going to have code maintainers that kind of can act as regulators when people submit code. They say, okay, I work in this particular part of the application. Let me turn this code in. And you submit that code in. You have a maintainer to make sure that it fits into whatever we're working on. And it's not like too left field and doesn't have any bugs and doesn't have any issues. And you have like developers all over the world doing so and working collectively together. So that's what, but the non-biz app, particularly, so it's for mobile apps. And right now, it's available on Android. But what's cool about it that, that code, that same source code can be used for iPhone as well. It's one source code base, and that source code base is JavaScript. JavaScript is, say it again.
We can add the products to it, to the non-biz app.
Yeah. So you can sell products, it's e-commerce on there as well. So you'll be able to have your own app, and you can sell your own products through your own mobile app. You can use Stripe as a payment or PayPal. And like all that functionality is written inside of JavaScript. That's a common language, and JavaScript can be applied to both to Android and iOS. And iOS being like for iPhone, and Android being for Android, because, it's developers that made the Android SDK, and they sold it to Facebook. Just like, iPhone, it's what the the language you use to make Apple apps is called Swiftly. And developers made that, and they sold it to Apple. It just made it easy way for people to build iPhone apps, and they sold the source code to Apple for like billions of dollars, mostly stock options. And this is a side note. When did Amazon stock $1,900? When did this happen? I used to pay. I used to follow the stock market for many, many years. But now Amazon is $1,900. Like, when did this happen? It just shot up out of nowhere. Amazon taking over the whole world. I think OSOICE, we next up though. Like, they're gonna have they run with it, and we're gonna be next. They're gonna have their time, they fun, and we're gonna come behind them. So the thing is to have tools that people can use to communicate with, and one way of doing that is through apps. Because everybody got a phone now. It's like it's nations in Africa being rebuilt just around apps alone. That people communicating using their mobile device. So we just focus on app technology. We can be able to get a lot of stuff done, a lot of ways of communicating with one another, and that's where we're headed, and that's what what's going to happen. I want to just share some stuff. But so with the classes on ATUN-RE.com that's coming real soon, I think it's going to be at a university. Right, all day long there's going to be classes happening at any time of the day. We're going to have free classes for pay, and contributions are going to go back, to the OSOICE. But like with any time out of the day, you can like log in and say, okay, I got these classes happening today. Make sure I'm available for it, and we're gonna all be on over the phone or online, using different communication platforms. I feel like it should be more than one. And so, the technology that I'm using to build ATUN-RE.com, it is JavaScript. That's what I'm working with. And one of the server-side languages that I was using is called Express.js. And Express.js is a free framework. It's free and available for anybody to use. It's called Express.js. And Express.js, they allow you to create websites. It helps you to make a button, help you to make a form, help you to make, things of that nature to get a website up and functional. And it's all written in JavaScript. And that core language itself, that core within that is called Node.js, Node.js. And Node.js is written by one developer. He was a former coder. He just moved to Brazil. He got tired of working 9 to 5. He just moved to Brazil and wrote a whole language. And he made it available for free for anybody to use. And you ask, okay, how does he make his money? It's not really about money. It's about power. You got everybody using your stuff. You that gives you power. It's like what Terrence said about ATUN-RE. He doesn't really want the money. You want the connection with the people, because it's people that give you the power. Money is like it's fictitious. Well, you got everybody in the world using your language. Is like you're of value. I know. I give share another story. The Apple developer, the main core developer who wrote Swiftly, he's been at Apple for many, many years. Maybe it's going into 20 years. So how things go. You get a job. They bring in new younger people with different ideas and ideologies. So he's getting kind of pushed out. And so he would say, he wrote Swiftly. He wrote the language that people use to make Apple apps. He was like one of the core developers. So when he quit, he said, I quit. I'm just not going to do this anymore. He's probably making like $200K, like $250 or something with stock options. So he quit. So he put on his Twitter, he put on there like, hey, I'm looking for a job, ... I wrote the Swiftly language. Send me an email. That's his resume. It's on his Twitter account. Like that's what he told the world. Like, hey, I wrote Swiftly. Get at me. It's like, and then I think he wanted to work at Chelsea for a while, and that didn't work out. Too long. So yeah. So like when you're able to write applications, that gives you a lot of power. My favorite languages are like Python. I like Python a lot. And one reason I like Python is a server-side language, right? And what I like Python is because it forces you to write good code, meaning that your code wouldn't even compile if you have an improper indentation, right? And the reason why you want to write good code is because when people come up behind you and when you try to read, or somebody comes behind you and try to read your code, it's like writing a paper. You want your editor to be able to know what you just wrote. Same thing with code. You got you're looking through 1,000 lines of code. You want to make sure things are like in place and like it flows smooth. But Python, it forces that. It won't even compile if you have a wrong indentation. Like if you have a line in the wrong place, it'll say, hey, this line is wrong, fix this. Hey, this is incorrect, spelled incorrect, fix this. It forces that. And that's good because we're talking about tens of thousands of lines of code. You'll make sure everything is intact. So Python, it forces that. And like Instagram, they use Python a lot. Facebook uses Python a lot. They use it for their server-side languages. And JavaScript is very similar. JavaScript can you also use as a server-side language. It can also be used as a server-side language, but it's just not as robust. It doesn't force those indentations. It doesn't force that you write good code. You know, it kind of don't really care. You know, but then it's a little slower too. But Python, because it forces these things, it's a lot faster. And when speed comes into play, when you're talking about you getting tens of thousands of downloads, you're getting hundreds of thousands of people accessing your stuff. You want things to go fast because people, you know, they go to your website and it's slow, they won't come back. You know, so when you want to write good code from the beginning so you can scale it up. And Python it's a server-side language that enforces that, you know. Then so within Python, you have different like libraries or different frameworks. And a good framework is one called Pyramid. And that's funny, it's called Pyramid. You know, but it forces you to it forces what we call keep it simple as shit, or KISS. You know, KISS. That's the abbreviation. That's what Python follows. Keep it simple as shit. You know, nobody like complicated stuff. You know, but I can jump to Windows right quick. See, Windows is written in C and C++ back in the day, back in the 80s and the 90s. But C, it was like a what the fuck language. Like they got so much crazy stuff in C. It's very hard to follow and it's very confusing. I remember I took C in college. I didn't really get it. I'm like, what is this? It's hard to follow. You know, but in the 80s, there was only very few people working on that kind of stuff. So those few people, that's all they need to know it, you know, to make it simple. Then the 90s came about. Then they rewrote C into Python and into JavaScript. And now we're here in the 2000s. You know, the ones still leading is still like Python and JavaScript, and it's not as much as C anymore. But C, to be honest, it's the fastest language. C and C++ are the fastest languages. Why? Because the root of the computer, the mainframe itself, is written in C. Like the mainframe, like the underlining part of it, you know, as in, you know, the green motherboard, like the green, like the earth, and it's brown. You know, I know the computer is shaped around our brain, the Nubian man or us, whatever. Like the whole motherboard itself is wired around our brain. And, you know, a lot of that's written in C, old C, you know, so, and that affects performance. You know, so you write a whole, the frame is in C, and your language is in C, your application is in C, that it makes it run fast because it's all in the same language. But now it's in layers like a cake. You know, you're making a cake, you got your root of the cake. You know, it's some components of that. Then you got another layer on top of that, and then you got your icing on top. You know, so like the root of the computer, you got your C. On top of that, you got Windows or you got Linux. Then on top of that, you got your applications, which is written in JavaScript, Python, you know, Swiftly, Android. It's hundreds of different languages. Google got their own language called Go. It's called Go. Man, it's probably thousands of different languages. You can write your own language. Like anybody can write their own language. You just gotta get people to follow. That'd be the hard part, getting others to follow. But when Google drops something, it's like everybody jump on it. Why? Because it's Google. So they wrote something called Go. You know, it's catching. We're getting a lot of, you know, momentum. You know, so yeah, we can write our own language too. Maybe called the 9 or something. Like I got my own language, like on my computer. Like how I use the number 9 a lot. And when you look at the keyboard, the way the numbers are placed, it's like that for a reason. You know, like you're a typer, how things are placed, it helps with the performance. So I use the number 9 a lot when I do things. It's like I abbreviate things to number 9. It's like kind of like a shortcut that I use. So all this I want to teach other people so they can get up to date and building applications. You know, are there any questions? I know I'm kind of going fast. I don't welcome everybody to the ATUN-RE OSOICE progress calls. This is Brother Tank. We're talking about application development. We're talking about changes here to come to the website. And to make sure we tell everybody we love them. ATUN-RE sends his love and his peace. He says he's ready to get out of California. She said he's ready to get up out of the California. He's getting a little frustrated with it. So he's ready to go. Now, he's getting a little old to him. The devil's at a lot of us, at our throat, because they see what we about to do. But, you got to keep pushing forward and ride that wave and keep shooting you jumping. I don't know if anybody got anything particularly want to discuss tonight. But yeah, so that's the ATUN-RE.com website.
And this is to make an announcement. Hey, tomorrow, Dev Haru gonna be on at 6 o'clock Saturday, man. He's gonna be dropping that science. And Sunday, that new Galactic 18 drop, Young Elder, man.
Okay, peace and love to you, Young Elder. So what the brothers gonna be talking about tomorrow? You going a little detail about it?
Yeah, he gonna be talking about like crystals, how to rock the crystals, how to work them, how to use the energy of them, how to set them up in your house. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be open to all the questions. You know what I'm saying, about the crystals. You know what I'm saying? He sells his own pyramid style crystals or whatever that he make, and necklaces and bracelets and shit like that. So, he's gonna be talking about all that. And then he's gonna tell you how to pretty much tell you how to make your own, getting your own crystals together, so you can start rocking them. Have something else to fight with. You know what I'm saying? In this thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much. And he probably gonna be going in like more than what I could probably say to you right now. So, because the brother's like he the master of crystals. You know what I'm saying? Like Malachi taught him. And then he just went, and then after Malachi taught him, he just went out and said, I'm just going to master crystals. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to study number of crystals. So that's what he did. And so he knows a lot of shit about the crystals. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. And we look forward to that class. And it's classes similar to that. All the brothers can be able to teach. You can register for an account at ATUN-RE.com. You can, sign up for different classes. It's going to be its own university, working collectively. And then I guess we can log all this data and be able to have it saved. That's going to be information and power within itself. That's definitely going to go down, Because that's what it's boiled down to. Because right now we can connect people all over the world through the phone. It's not necessarily having to meet up and locate, but that's gonna be an option too. Like you want to have classes where people can pull up. Cause that's one thing with app classes. If you want to get more in detail, you can meet at the library or meet at the office location and be able to get hands-on training, walk through scenarios. Even with the crystals, that'd be great. And even applying the crystals to the math and to the code, putting all three of those together, that's magic. That's what I think a lot of it is missing. Because of that. Like I was talking about the motherboard. It's very stagnant. It's very old and dated. It's like I said, it's written in the 80s. Like it's very old, So it needs to be revamped. And we could do something on a crystal, like write an application language on the top of a crystal. And utilizing that and then connecting with the spirituality of us and our consciousness. That's like the next step, I think they should working on that. But then you got to make it popular for everybody to use. That's something we can embrace. That could be like another game changer. Because you notice, after Steve Jobs, nothing really came out since the iPhone. Like, it's been the iPhone. And nothing else. Like, that was the last game changer. That thing dropped. They haven't really done anything since. The reason why, because of the copper. The copper is laid all over this planet. Copper is very old, but it's everywhere. And that's what the internet uses for its backbone, is that copper. And it's like it slows everything else down. Because that's electricity. Is running on top of, so they can't go past it because everything is copper, so much copper everywhere, and that's like the thing. Then it came up with the fiber optics, and that kind of sped everything up. But then when the fiber optic is fast, and they got fiber optics up under the ocean, but then when it hit your house, it go back to that copper again. It's like it hit that copper, it slows down like times 1 trillion. Like the speed of fiber optics is like you can send a signal around the world in seconds. And I used to study the stock market and how they cheat. I know Mark Cuban came out and said that the stock market is just a hacker's game now. You know, it's really hard for you to compete in the stock market because they can use computers and they use hackers. They can buy 100,000 shares, and the very next second sell 75,000, and the very next second sell 35,000. Take the profit from that, in 5 more minutes sell 100 more thousand. And all this is done within 10 minutes. So no human can do that. Move that many shares in within 5 minutes. So they're taking profit off of this, and it's like it's happening in seconds. And they use it, but the thing is that like they got to a point where like New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ, they were how they wiring the cables and the fiber optics. You know, like they were worried about like that's the way they can get ahead is like how the cables are connected to the internet, and like that's what ways they get ahead is like how stuff is connected. So if you like a small trader, Joe Blow in Texas, it's like you're gonna have a hard time competing. Cause they're rearranging the whole city of New York. You know, so they're able to do more. Sell more shares of stock. You know, where they can do this stuff in seconds. So it's like it's a hacker's game now. Really, they hire a lot of now like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, all those big bank companies. They hire developers, they hire programmers, and a lot of it's in Python. They got these mega complex systems written in Python where they can be doing massive amounts of trades in seconds. You see? And then that's how they're able to like get ahead and have an advantage. So you're a Joe Blow trader, you know, using E-Trade. if you use E-Trade, it's always a delay. Like you may buy Facebook stock at 30, but by the time they actually get into their side, it'll went up to 35, and that's within the same hour. You're like, dang, I bought it at 30, but they didn't submit it till they got to 35. But they can sell 100,000 shares within 5 minutes and take the profit from that. But then where it really got crazy was when they was betting against companies. So they were saying, hey, we're going to bet that your company fails. We're going to trade against that. So they were like saying, this company is going to go bankrupt. And they were betting against that. So they were really betting for you to fail. And that's just, I don't like that karma, you know. They're betting against the negative. So that's how Chief talked about is things really negative. They was making money on that negative. Like, that's when, like, you know, people started making billions of dollars. And in the 90s, you know, in the 80s, they had the junk bonds, and in the 90s, you had the stocks. And now it's like individuals are having tremendous amounts of income because they were betting against companies failing. You know, so you can be an average good guy with a good company, but then you got people out there betting against you. So if everybody's betting against you, what's going to happen? You're going to fail. It's a very evil, demonic game. Very evil. They're betting on failure. So, yep. You got any questions? Or anybody want to talk about anything else? I'm kind of, you know.
Yeah, Shaddah Da Tank. It's Maurice, man. How you doing?
Good, Maurice.
Hey, I'm doing well.
Peace and love to you.
Yeah, peace to you too, man. Peace and love to you too, man. Thank you for learning a lot, listening to you, man. Woo. But you had said something about copper being slow, right?
Right.
Quartz. What is quartz used for in a computer?
I'm not sure. Quartz?
Yeah, isn't quartz like I know you have a lot of different elements inside of it. Like you said, with the motherboard is built around the brain of the Nubian man.
Right. So you have the motherboard, you have the processor, and your processor is the actual brain. And it's like a little.
My bad, y'all. They use for chips.
No, you good?
They use the crystals. The crystals in the computers they use for chips. So when you hear them damn ADM, the Intel Core, all them chips, core processing chips, that's what they use, and they're using crystals.
Okay. That's faster than copper.
Yeah, but like you notice, like the computer is really slow.
Lightweight information. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought about what you said, Tank, about crystals. Okay, I'm listening.
Quartz is a crystal that holds information and can store information and can transfer information. And meditation, if you hold on to a quartz crystal, whether it's clear quartz or rose quartz, it says that if you channel it, it can, what they call it, help you receive and intensify your sending, receiving and sending, because that's what the quartz does. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing in the computer. When you sit at a computer and you hit a button, you're sending your brainwave transmissions into the computer to perform. So the computer is directly linked with you when you're interacting with it. This is why when people play video games and things of that nature, they get lost in their consciousness. You got people that fucking lose their jobs and everything because they sat at home for the whole fucking week playing a fucking video game, bro. But that tells you the fucking conscious aspect of it, as an example, how you could get lost in that shit. Today's time, me and Tate were talking a few months ago, and we was talking about, like, exactly what he's talking about now, and we got to a point where we was discussing how virtual reality, you know how many people, virtual reality is like going to be the new drug. Like, niggas smoke weed, people on crack. Well, niggas going to be on virtual reality. People going to be having their own fucking shit lost in these worlds. Because in these worlds that they create, again, AI, stimulation, and all that type of shit, you're going to be able to do whatever the fuck you want. If it's a stimulation that you need, you're going to get that. Because remember, just like in a dream state, the emotions are still there. It's not like it's not you. Whenever you dream and you dream that you falling, everybody got the same emotional feeling. Whoever, you understand what I'm saying? When you dream and you dream that you crying, if you was fighting or certain shit, if you have a fight in your fucking dream, you might wake up with a lump.
Yeah.
If a nigga hits
fall
you
on the floor. Wake up sweating,
so imagine
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Night emissions. Yeah, I learned that from Doc.
Imagine that shit in virtual reality world now. See what I'm saying? Like the fucking military having the power to upload you to virtual reality and then torture you. It's just a different type of shit that's going on now. Like Tank said, yeah, niggas been betting against the stock market. 90s, that was the thing. If you want to get in the stock market, bet against the company. And they had commercials for that shit. You don't have to bet to win. You can bet against. And they made movies about it. Look at some of the clues they give you. They tell you if gold ever crash, you better look around. There's something going on. And they tell you that we work with a manipulative, what they call it now? A speculative market, right? A speculative market. That means it's not based in no reality. Again, I could tell you that next year is going to be 10 hurricanes coming through and that the fucking orange grove is going to fucking be destroyed. That's what they call the futures. But yet, next year come and nothing happened to the oranges, but in this year they charge you fucking $5.30 per orange. That's the type of game they play. And like you said, with the fucking shit of fiber optics, I was still in high school when I was a senior in high school when they started fucking putting fiber optics in New York City. Again, you know what I'm saying? And they move shit so fast now. Like Tank said, I could tell, I seen this shit with my own two eyes, fucking multiple documentaries, you know what I'm saying? Showing that, yeah, they got fucking artificial intelligence now doing fucking trading.
That's right. Yeah, you broke that down, Tank. I never heard it put that way. When he broke down the time frame of how fast it goes and how fast they made the decision, he broke that down, man.
Minutes and seconds.
They say they trade in volume. These niggas can trade over 100 fucking million volumes in a matter of fucking 5 to 10 minutes, bro. Yeah. Right.
That's real.
So as a human being, you don't even have that many connections at your disposal, my nigga. You talking about a fucking being that's connected with other intelligent AIs all around the fucking globe on a computer network. You don't have that.
So let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this.
Right. You know how many
do you think
people you have to do
once you combine all the minds, the mind, nothing is faster than the mental. Would you agree with that? The mental that a man and the soul has, the mental plane, over quartz and copper, maybe gold, all of it, the mental,
that's
the
us.
Mind.
Yep.
That's us.
That's when Windows symbols come into play. Yep.
Windows symbols. You said crystals, and I thought crystals too, right? And there, Peru, like Young Elder was saying, is the master of crystals. Like symbols and crystals. I don't know, Tank, man, I was really impressed listening to you break down that computer knowledge, man. You know, I'm computer slow, man. I'm that above 30 crowd. I'm hitting Google, you know.
Right, but,
so I like.
But NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, like, you know, it's the game. You know, it's a game. Like, and like each time you make a trade, you got to pay for that transaction. But the closer you are to the NASDAQ itself, like the better you are. So you using like E-Trade or Ameritrade. They gotta get their cut. Then they gotta use somebody else. They're gonna get their cut. So you gonna spend $30. Facebook is $30, and you buy that $30, but you gotta spend $25 to make that trade. You see, and they gotta pay somebody else. Okay. They gotta pay somebody else. They gotta pay somebody else. But people at NASDAQ who have that access to NASDAQ, they can make that trade at $5 because they're like actually there. You know, those people have access to that energy. You see what I'm saying? But it's like it's where the game comes that on that level. But it's like it's speculative. Like I don't know if y'all seen what's that movie Wall Street, the old in the 90s. But they even tell you that it's a game. You know, it's like it's all like they're selling fantasy. They're selling like they're selling something that doesn't really exist, and they're taking the profit off of it. You know, and making billions of dollars. And then they got to a point where they're betting that people will fail. You know, so you got like a legitimate business. They betting against you that you're gonna go out of business. You know, like the whole nasty. So the next level of that will be, us, or OSOICE, and the windows and symbols. Because if you flash a certain amount of symbols in somebody's face, you probably can make them motherfuckers be able to do anything. You get what I'm saying? All this, we're looking at the symbols. Everything around us is imagery. So you flash 10 symbols to somebody, you can have them do some magic. I'm probably giving away a whole lot, though. But, you know, like it really break it down to being that, you know, that simple. You know, and like in doing so, you know, and like what Chief was talking about with Brother Anthony and I last night, he was talking about he was saying that the window, or he was saying the book that Pops wrote, Dr. York versus the Computer. He was saying the cover alone, that's the blueprint. You know, because he said yellow is consciousness, and he was saying, you know, green is growth. And you look at the cover of that how that Pops wrote it out. They got those computers connected. And that I could take it to another level. Those computers connected, they all run to a computer, and Pops is on the cover of them computers. But check this out. Debian, right? I love Debian. It's an operating system by Linux, right? I'm giving away a lot now. So Debian is written by a computer system. And it's like, I love it. It's my favorite one. It's like it's Linux-based, and it's fast. And it powers the stock market. It's one of the better ones. But the guy that wrote it, guess what his name is? Guess what his name is? Y'all won't even believe. Y'all gonna be like, what? His name is Murdoch. That's his last name. It's Murdoch. He was out of Germany. See, everybody get caught up on this race stuff. But we need them Caucasians, y'all. We need all of them, because it's like they writing this shit, and him and Pops got the same name. You know, but go look him up, because he died mysteriously, though. You know what I'm saying? Like some weird stuff happened to him, but he died. You know, pretty much. But like his last name is Murdoch. Like what? He wrote Debian. He wrote this shit by himself, and it's the best. It's my favorite one. I use it's called Debian. And guess what? This latest one out right now is Debian 9, the number 9 in 2019. That's the latest version they're on. That's what it's called, Debian 9. And that ain't Pops right there. See, everybody calling this black and white. Pops is working with, like, the computer. Chief said Pops made the computer for us to speed up. He said Pops made Facebook, MySpace, all that, so he can keep an eye on all of us. And they just down here looking at us. That race stuff, it's like that's a game too. That's a spell too. White man this, white man that. But like, who gonna go to Alaska to mine the mines? Who gonna write this code? You see what I'm saying? Like, we need to work with them too. Like, we all in this together, and Pops ain't no color. Like, that's why he on the cover of those computers, because he the computer. And that's how we communicating. Like, you know how much stuff has been done with the computer alone? How much transaction, how much business has been made and done and happened? You know, because it's always been about that money, that currency, that flow of money. And, like, it's still being done to this day. And we came into this planet for the money. And money's still being done using the computer now, though. And Pops wrote the computer. So the money, checks and balances still being done. And you want to get caught up in the race and this and that, like, you missing out. you know, because we're going to have to work with them. That's why OSOICE, it got to get more marketable, you know, like we got to, like, watch how we put stuff out, you know, because we going to have to embrace everybody energy. And just dealing with brothers alone, like, we like, you see what happened in the conscious community? Prince York said, you know, it's a good brother. Shout out to Prince York. But he said he tried to jump out there in that conscious community. He said there was so many devils that he had to deal with that he just couldn't even handle it no more. Because, like, he on tour, going on tours, doing, like, speeches, and people, like, literally trying to fight him. Like, on some street shit. He just trying to teach. That's what, like, niggas at now. Niggas don't, oh, you think you know more than me? I'm going to fight you. Like, what? I'm just trying to teach, brother. That's why Pops had all that security around him, because niggas would put their hands on you. Is a demon jumping them, had you trying to shoot you. Like, what? Like, bro, I'm trying to teach. You want to fight? Got time to fight? For what? Like, for real? You know, so, like, that's why we doing using this phone and this internet now. That's how we have to get the job done. Now we got to uplift everyone else using the same technology. So we all playing a part in this. And I was talking to Maurice about making a lottery system, of, like, cracking the lottery system. You know what I'm saying? I watched Sanford and Son one day. I just turned it on and watched Sanford and Son. I've always thought that show was very, like, simple. It's cool, but the jokes is genius. Because one thing what James Brown always said was, he said it's very hard to play slow. He said going slow is difficult. The hardest thing to do is going slow. But you know, the Sanford and Son is very slow, and those jokes, the timing of them jokes is genius. Because that shows how good Red Fox was, the genius that he had. Because it's a very slow show, but his jokes, his timing of it be perfect. And, like, it was one particular show, was him, like, the whole show was about him playing the lottery. You know, he wanted to win the lottery, and then when he hit this number, he going to go buy him a suit. And the whole show was based around that. I was like, okay. And that was the whole energy, you know, he just playing the lottery. That's a lot of us, like, we play those games because we go back to the 30s and the 40s. A lot of our grandparents had numbers games back in the day. We like games. We like Cash 3. We like Cash 5. We like playing games. Like, we like that energy of we can play something little and possibly win more. That's been in us forever. You know, so I'm like, man, okay, we're going to do a lottery. We're going to make OSOICE. We're going to crack the lottery, though. I'm going to, like, that's going to be the energy to attract people. Say, hey, OSOICE is over here we're trying to hack into. We're not going to hack the lottery. We're going to find a way to predict it. We're going to use manipulation, use numbers. We're going to save we're going to store every lottery number of the last 10 years, every date, every time, every number ever stored, and we're going to say, okay, what tomorrow number is going to be based on this information we have. We're going to be able to predict it, because that's what they do. Like, they are able to hack into the lottery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever y'all want, anybody want to holler at me about the lottery scheme, please get at me, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. Later.
Hold on, you can go into that. Let me just do this little commercial break, because my phone about to die. But I want to welcome everybody to the ATUN-RE OSOICE progress call. ATUN-RE want to send his love and peace to everyone. He said he's trying to get out of California ASAP. So whatever you can, please send it to him immediately. This is like, you know, this is a new order. He said he's ready to go, like, now. So please send your free will offering to him. You can do it through Western Union, or you can do it via the website. But please find somewhere in your heart to give him what he needs to move on. He said he has a vehicle right now. He wanted to take a plane, but I think he's a little afraid of airplanes. You know, because he said they'll take the whole plane down to take him out. You know, it's like, they'll be like, okay, he's on that plane, blow the whole plane up. You know, because where he's at now, he's able to move around, so everybody kind of know him, so they kind of can hide him. You know, he can move around how he need to move around, but he get out here in this regular world, these demons going to be, oh, you think you Jesus? Can you stop this gun? You know, people going to be shooting at him. Like, stop this bullet. You're like, what, bro? We trying to teach out here. You trying to shoot Jesus? Like, come on now. But we're not going to do that. And we're going to have to stand in front of him to protect him, because we can't let the Messiah go out. And it's on my record. That's why I'm putting that out there. He walked with me, too. He been times with me. I've been in some weird shit. He calling. I'm like, man, thank God Chief called. He getting me out this, whatever. But, so, yeah, please send what you can send to him, because he is the Messiah. He is here to help us and save us. And he wants to really get up out of there. He's like, I feel the energy. Like, he's really getting agitated about it. You know, he say he's moving too slow. We need to really work together more and get him move forward with these projects and get the revenue flowing. You know, so we can get him on the road, so he can move around. He needs to move around. He needs an agenda of what he's going to be doing when he's on the road, what school he's going to, who he's going to speak with, you know, his criteria, who's going to be on the road with him, his security. So any of you brothers, you know, want to walk with the Messiah, this is your opportunity. I know everybody want to be able to call him and talk to him. You can do that. Just go towards him. Like how I got in contact with him. I mean, I just started doing some shit. I did the YouTube, I did the website, and then, we started having conversations more and more. So if you want to get Chief's attention, you got to do more. And it's about checks and balances. So you got to have something to show. He give him a reason to call you. He wants you to be with him, but you can't just be there hanging out because you don't have time for that. There's a lot going on, but he wants everyone to send what they can ASAP. Buy the books, because that goes to him as well, and be a part of walking with him on a day-to-day basis. Because, me and Brother Anthony was on the line for 2 hours trying to handle some stuff with Western Union, literally for 2 hours all night. That's like all the time, though, and it's a part of it. But you get your blessings, you get your blessings returned when you helping this order. And Pops is taking notes, and I can tell you, I should be on the street right now, but Pops has got me, man, he got me. I give you a scenario where I was staying at. The particular person that, they took the freaking Wi-Fi. They took the Wi-Fi and took my computer cables because they mad or whatever. I'm like, what? Took the Wi-Fi? How you take the Wi-Fi? With me being Tank, I still was able to do my work. Pop still, he left me just enough where I can focus on the website. He's like, boy, you going to sit here and finish it. I would listen too much YouTube, too much music, so you could just do this website today and that's it. Get this done. And that's all I did the whole day was work on the website. I said, this is Pops right here, most definitely, you know what I'm saying? So Pops he's here. He ain't got to talk to us. He's here. He's looking at us right now. He's listening in, but yeah, this is top of the hour. Those who want to stay on, they can, but those, who want to continue to go on with the call, we are allowed to, but we'll make sure we keep it, the information pertaining to what the subject at hand. Right now is technology. And Brother Tree, he's going to talk about the lottery right now. So, we're going to keep it focused on the lottery. And anybody has questions, please chime in. Peace and love to everybody. Shout it out.
Shout it out.
Brother Tree, you can continue, please.
Anybody got any questions about the lottery?
You can just talk about it, bro. Whatever you want to talk about.
Man,
how you break the codes?
How you break the codes? Math. That's a good question. It's all math. Let's start with this. Conversation came up with me and my partner, and he was talking about how the lottery was all random. Everything is random numbers, this, that, and the third. And we went back and forth because I was telling him, the lottery is not random. It is to a degree, but it's not. So then I had to break it all the way down to be clear. So go back and ask the question, what part of the lottery you think is random, or which lottery game you think is random? Do you think all the lottery games are random, or you think certain ones are random? And so the main lottery game that he thought was random is, the big one, 6 numbers, 5 numbers plus the Powerball, which to a degree is random to the naked eye. But as we all know, everything has a vibration and every number is linked to a number. You know what I'm saying? So for people that deal with numerology, they make books like the Almanac books and the lottery books where, these numbers, if you study them, they actually do play out. So what's one of the lottery books we used to have? Like this shit was called, we had one called The Red Devil, right? I don't know if y'all ever picked up a lottery book, but y'all should check that shit in y'all state. Find a lottery book, you know what I'm saying, and see so you can get a clue how the numbers come in according to the games in your city and state. Now, I got a combination code breaker for Pick 3, and it's multifaceted, and I've learned to overlay it with a couple other codes that I've gotten offline. So for anybody that really wants to dive into, lottery code breaking, the first thing I would suggest, and this is bugged out to say, but after studying numbers and, simple patterns, like what are the mirror numbers? So numbers go up from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 5 being the half mark, and you break that. Each number has a mirror number. So to know a mirror number helps you a lot in lottery, like Pick 3, Pick 4, because a lot of the numbers in the morning and afternoon comes in through mirror. And you will have to, in order to explain that, you will have to actually, look at the lottery and write them down day by day. So that's just one aspect of it. So for a week worth of lottery, next week lottery might just be the mirror of this week's lottery. So whatever the mirror number was for this, that, and the third for this week, always keep it because they start to hit either in a week later or a week after that or a week and a half. You know what I'm saying? Them shits revolve right back around. But there's formulas for these numbers. So I have 3 particular formulas, one that I use a lot. The other 2 were 2 that I was just starting to use, but I like the one that I use a lot, maybe because it's the first one, maybe because I understand that the most. But I do use the other 2 corresponding just to see if the number that I'm looking at is the actual number. So how this goes is, you know, like I said, it's a formula or whatever like that. And once I do my calculations or whatever, I write my numbers down because there's mad different numbers that could be. However, in this particular formula, it's a matter of catching the box. And what I mean by catching the box, to be clear, is I write my, whatever today's number, let's say we was all in the same state. Let's say the number today was 333, right? Everybody with me?
Mm-hmm.
Right. 333. I got a piece of paper or whatever. You're going to, it's 1, 2, 3, you're going to write 4 boxes down, right? And you're going to break those boxes up into crisscross. 1, 2, and 1, 2, right? And the first box, you're going to write that 333 diagonally down from the diagonal box with the 3 in the middle and the 3 diagonal, right? In the next box, you're going to write that shit across in the center seat or whatever like that. And then in the first 2, in the boxes, you're going to go, is either going to be a plus or negative, and you go 1, if it's 3, in that corner slot at the bottom is where you're going to start. If that first box is a negative box, you're going to go 3, 2, 1, 0, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and fill in the boxes all the way around. You're going to do the same thing in the next box, except for it's going to be addition. And you're going 3, that middle, that down box again, and you're going to go around 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0 because 10, 11, 12, anything like that is the, you know, single number. And then the next 2 boxes will be the center seat as well that you're going to write these numbers. And above these 2 boxes, you're going to put +5 and -5. So on one box will be +5, on the next box will be -5. And then on the bottom box, you're going to put on one box -2, on the other box -3. So that gives you equality or whatever like that. And from there, you're going to do the math. Now, the reason why I tell you to write all the numbers down of the week and do a box like that for every number is so that you can catch the patterns that your state may be playing. So in other words, each box will give you the night before number for sure. You understand what I'm saying? So like once you do your first column, 333, let's say yesterday's number was 444, right? When you do the math for the whole week, you'll be able to see the numbers the night before, the night before, the night before. And then like let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In my state, they have morning and afternoon for pick 3. So you got a morning number morning number and the evening number rather, or afternoon number and the evening number, right? And when you do it out for the whole week, you can actually predict what number is coming in the morning and what number are coming in the evening based on the way the numbers is moving through the box and based on your city playing certain numbers. So over here, I had it to the point where, let's say a couple months ago, they was playing doubles, number, doubles, number, 0. So, you know, every X amount of days, there's a double coming. Feel me? So now when you're doing your math and everything like that, the doubles are going to automatically pop out to you because you know that during this week, this shit is possible to play, blah, 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 blah. See what I'm saying? You find a pattern. Sometimes the patterns come in the boxes themselves, like left corner, 3 numbers. They've been playing the left corner 3 numbers every day of the fucking week. So I'm going to just take a chance to play these left corner 3 numbers. 3, 5, 6. Oh, shit, I won. I won $80. Not because I didn't play 3, 5, 6. It's because the number came 6, 5, 3. But I won $80 because I play box, and it don't matter which way the number comes, I'm going to get paid. I just want to get the jackpot of $250. However, you know what I'm saying? If you get to a percentile where you fucking hitting that shit, like it's cats out there that don't work, don't do nothing. They play the fucking lottery every fucking day and they win money. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's math. It's the same principles here apply to pick 4. There's a link that I could give you guys. I will send it to y'all where you can see the brother online or different ones online doing the different joints. You know what I'm saying? What I would tell you guys to do is find one of those daggone formulas. Use it. Try it. See if they even make sense to you. The more it makes sense to you, because we definitely can see and understand math. So the moment you try it and see, you might find a flaw in it that you can correct. And say, you know what? All right, this shit got me on the right joint. All right, let me add this to see what I get. Oh, exact match. Every time. Exact, you feel what I'm saying? Because that's the scientist part of you. So, but the formulas are out there, and niggas is my witness around here. The one that I use works, has worked. I haven't even got it up to 100%, but I've had multiple hits in a month, 40, 80. You know what I'm saying? I've given numbers, right? We fucking been broke and seen numbers play like, oh, shit, all the numbers that we got, we watched one week play every fucking numbers we had that week. Just looking at them shit. And you might want to do that too, just to see if the formula actually works. So in other words, you pick your numbers out of the boxes if you're not sure as of yet, and you watch. You know what I'm saying? And you wait for the game to be played and you see the number come out. And you do that a few times even though you already got a week in the hole of numbers. So from that week in the hole, you start the next week and you do a comparison, get you a notebook. You know what I'm saying? And as the numbers come in, you're looking at your boxes like, oh, shit, this number is in this fucking box. Oh, and yesterday's number is right here. And circle them shit. And put little markers on them shit. Yo, I'm telling you. If you get nice with that shit, my nigga, that is a super extra income. But it's tedious, and that shit take time, and that shit do get burned after a while, and it take a lot of fucking focus. I'm just telling you, my wife just asked me the other day, yeah, you need to get back on your lottery thing. You was every time you was playing the big lottery, 2 numbers, 3 numbers, you was going up. I was like, I didn't even realize that. Because I don't never cash in the tickets if I don't get the jackpot, you know what I'm saying? But now I know that, shit, 3 numbers, 2 numbers. 2 numbers is $12, $7 or some shit like that. 3 numbers is like $12 or some crazy shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Me, I just look at that shit like, okay, I'm on the right path. I got 2 numbers here. Okay. Next one, I got 3 numbers here. Oh, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? You following that shit and just trying to, and the way I do the fucking big lottery is hot numbers. If you look at the big lottery, right, hot numbers are the numbers that's played multiple times in a fucking week. So there's 2 ways you could look at the hot numbers. You could look at the hot numbers like in certain columns, all right, this shit is going to play again, boom, right? And you could look at the hot numbers like, all right, all of these shits played. Let me find the least number that hasn't played yet. And a lot of times those be the fucking winning joints, them least numbers, because nobody don't see them coming. Least numbers and the most bizarro numbers. Like when you start studying numbers, like especially from like the lottery books, there's combinations. Certain numbers go together. You know what I'm saying? When you get in certain months, certain vibrations in that month produce certain numbers. See what I'm saying? Things that happen around you produce certain numbers. For instance, if you're a person that has had multiple loved ones die, they say the death number is 756 or some shit like that. Well, this chick, my wife, mom, said that shit this week. She kept talking about this damn number, I'm like, I ain't never heard that shit before. And she hit. She in Pittsburgh, though. You know what I'm saying? Pick 3. Her mama know them numbers because she always hit them fucking numbers. You see what I'm saying? And so when we was up there, we went to the lottery store. The lottery man had the whole fucking board full of numbers for every game. Yeah. Whatever game that's being played that the numbers be called on TV, he had the numbers for him in a board on the wall. So I'm standing there mesmerized like, oh, God, look at all these fucking numbers. And then there's people coming up to the, you know what I'm saying, board. They writing numbers down and they shit. They looking at it. Okay, so when I get back home, that's the shit I'm thinking about. Okay, you got all the fucking numbers here. And like Tank said, take a note of all the lottery numbers that have been played. Because that was like the first thing I did for the fucking Mega and the Powerball. I tried to see if there was any repeat numbers. Like on January the 18th, 1982, what number played? Because it's January 18th, 2019. What number played? Let me see how many times, you know what I'm saying? Or what numbers played to see if there's a consistency in the numbers themselves. Like, for instance, the number might have been 4, 5, 18, 21, 72, right? Then in 2019, the number come 4, 5, 27, 1872 or 27 again, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just the reverse. Same numbers, but in a different order. Instead of 81, it was 18. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, 72, it was 27. You know what I'm saying? Looking for those type of shit as well because, yo, the game runs off vibrations. And like I said, the numbers breed numbers. And if you can find which numbers breed what numbers when you see that shit, then you own one, yo. And like I said, you'll win a whole fucking lot of money. There's degrees of separations. You know what I'm saying? The best thing I could tell you for like the big lottery is watch that shit, get in tune with that shit, and come up with a formula. Watch that shit, get in tune with it, and come up with a formula. When you watch certain shit all the time, you start to get into that shit vibration. You link up with it. Y'all do know that, right? The more you listen to ATUN-Re's voice and the more you listen to him teach, you're going to link up to what it is that he's teaching. The more you start practicing and doing the things that, you know what I'm saying, the tenements or whatever it is, you start to link up with it. The more you watch a program, you start to link up with that program. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, you've been watching The Mysteries of Christine Agatha the whole fucking year and it's getting down to the finale. My nigga, you already know what the fucking end is going to be. How many times you done sat through a movie and like, man, nigga, I know who killed this motherfucker, but why do you know? Yeah, partly because you reason that shit out, but you linked up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? You became part of this shit, so your mind, you ran through that whole shit, and nigga, before the movie ever ended, we didn't have the movie, and you on the other seat. Nigga, I already know who killed this nigga, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. I got to sit here and watch that shit, my nigga. For real, man. You destroying the whole movie because your ass really know. And then the moment you tell us, you spoil the whole damn movie because the moment you say the name, we like, damn, man, I was thinking the same shit, man. Well, let's just see if he was right. And, of course, bro was right. So, you know, that's the same shit when it comes to these fucking numbers, yo. And I hope that helped. No special whoop-de-doo or nothing. That shit is math. You know what I'm saying? A lot of math. Yeah, and it ain't even major math. It's just there's principles in math that wasn't taught to us. Mirror numbers, I don't even remember mirror numbers growing up in school. Somebody else may. Feel what I'm saying? But that's on the occultic side of things. You know what I'm saying? To know that let's see if I remember this shit correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The mirror number of 1 would be like 6, some shit like that, and then so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? And to know how, you know, if a 3 is, if a double is played, if you see a double come, right? Usually in a double, whatever the number is, that's the double. That number will be played in a singularity plus whatever number it carries with it. So a lot of times you get a number like again, like 799, right? You know, the 9 is definitely going to pay again. And since it's a 99, 9 is at the end, the numbers got to start all over. So you're looking at that 7 like, is it going to be a 791 next or 197 or, you know what I'm saying, something with a 97 in it. Sometimes it's the flip. So then you look at the mirror numbers of 9 and 7 and you get it that way too. But y'all, if you got a computer at the crib, I'm telling you, just go and type in lottery formulas. Y'all definitely will see the joint that I did. I mean, the formula that I used. I got it from this dude some years ago who was from Virginia. And he said straight up, yo, bro, this shit work for my state. You might want to try it for your state. Whatever state you're in, just try it, yo. And my G, the next day I'd fucking text him back, yo, my shit work. And if you look at his comment back, everybody that fucking text him back told him, yo, that shit really worked, bro. That shit really worked. Yeah, that shit really worked, bro. They give you the formula for that shit, and then you gotta just catch your cities or states. You know, the cheat button, A B A B C, BB up down up down up down. They do that shit too, yo. So you gotta see that shit, because what happens is when you go to the lottery place, there's a y'all ever seen that, like the shit that they got for the fucking scratch off, that printout? Got it?
With the little silver, with the scratch off.
Yeah, you know, when you go buy a scratch off, there's a printout that they print on the side of the fucking scratch off box to let you know the winners of what. So, like, if you go in to get a bingo, it'll tell you how many winning bingo grand prizes are left. You understand what I'm saying? They got the same shit for lottery. When you look up lottery, on a pick 3 and a pick 4, they tell you the winners. How many winners won with the straight box? That means they fucking got the number straight on. Sometimes that shit say 0. And then it'd be like, how many people got it with a box? You know what I'm saying? 100. If your city got over 1 million people, it might have been 100,000 people that got that shit with the box. That means any number. I mean, that number could come anywhere as long as it's those 3 numbers. You feel what I'm saying? Then in the pick 3 and pick 4, you could bet the front 2 or the back 2. You know what I'm saying? You see the fucking winners in that. So people, there's all types of ways to get money with motherfucking lottery, yo. You know, the way the spending goes on that shit is, me, I try to keep it, when I do play them numbers, I try to get my numbers down to 5 numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because anything over that will have me fucking going insane, like, damn, I think I left the number. You know what I'm saying? 5 numbers will make me go crazy enough to just be like, all right, these are the last 5 numbers. Because the more you dwell on them, however, you know, sometimes if you write 10 numbers or 20 numbers down, if you got $20, I would tell you go play all 20 numbers. If that number is in there, you're going to hit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what majority of people do. They're just fucking, even though they have one number in mind that they feel is the number to hit, they'll play 10 numbers or they'll play their 20 numbers just in case. You know what I'm saying? But they know for a fact that their number, the winning number, is in there somewhere. It's one of them fucking numbers. So you think about it. You spend 20, win 80, that's a pretty good flip. You know what I'm saying? If you could do that in twice a day, $160 a day. You know what I'm saying? That's just on the box. So if you could do that twice a day and fucking hit the damn straight box, the straight number, that's fucking $500 a day. And pick 4, you know what I'm saying? That $250 is $2,050. $2,500. Right? And pick 4 is $2,500. Yeah, you get the fucking. Pick 3 is $250. Nah, pick 3 is $250 here.
I thought pick 3 was $300 and pick 4 was $500.
Pick 3, if you get it straight, it's $250. That's why I said if you get the afternoon and the morning, you get 5. If you fucking play all, like, there's people that play straight box. They play it straight. They play it box. You know what I'm saying? They be getting like $280. They get the $250 plus the $80. You know what I'm saying? Some people fucking come in and play the fucking number all 6 ways. They just show it's that number, so they collect on every ticket. I mean, if you get it box, I think it's $40. If you get straight box, like the number comes straight and you got it, that's 80 plus. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit. But y'all can check the rules in y'all state. I was trying to remember with my brother over here. You know what I'm saying, how it is for us. But, yeah, y'all, I can show it to you. Everybody got a video chat. One of these days when they get on with me, I can show it to you. And anybody out there, if you're a mathematician, yo, please, that's right up your alley if you're a mathematician. If there's anybody that's good with numbers, I would love to have you with me when this fucking Powerball, Mega Ball hit a fucking $1 billion again. I think we'll hit that shit. And it's a whole nother way to hit the Mega Ball and Powerball. And I particularly call it's the mind-will way. In other words, there's people on jobs that get in clusters and they play as groups. And those, if you check the lottery, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, notice I'm using the word belief, if I'm not mistaken, that groups win the most in the lottery. And the only reason I can chalk it up that groups win the most is the mind. When people are on the same accord, more than one person wanting the same thing, and everybody is focused on that one thing. Feel me?
Central Park.
You out here?
Shoot, man, I guess I could cut out myself there.
I'm here.
Sure. Everybody done cut out now, didn't it?
I guess so. Well, hey, event. Anybody ever want to sit down and chop it up about this lottery, I can show it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's better to show. But like I said, I'll put the link in the chat, you know. Do it like that. All right.
Well, so shout it out, big bro. Chop it up with you later.
Shout it out, bro. Yes, sir. One time.
Have a good one.
All right.